Hello everybody, this is Living History 66, and today I have a couple goodies to share with you guys. Starting off right here, I have this nice group photo of the U.S. Naval Training Center in Sampson, New York, which I believe is near the Great Lakes. But I do love the group photos and World War II pictures, and this one definitely fits right in with all the other ones that I have hanging up. This one's dated August 1st, 1945. And I believe this is a 11 by 16, something like that. It's definitely, it's a bigger picture. It's not an 8 by 10. But here, the backing right here is the original envelope that it was sent in. And that is addressed to the sailor's mother who lived in Buffalo, New York. So, very cool piece of New York history right here. And I believe, the person that sold me this said, it very well could have been that, these could have been some of the last troops to be deployed during the war. Who knows? But so the one thing I love about collecting militaria is if only this stuff could talk. Just a quick pan here of the photo. Very cool. And right underneath, this is militaria, just a lot earlier than World War II, or, Korea, Vietnam, World War I. This right here, I found, out of all places to find militaria, I found at a thrift store. This was on a shelf with a whole bunch of not even book-related or military-related anything. But what caught my eye was the American flag here and the New York State seal. And this is titled New York at Gettysburg. This is volume 2 out of 3. I believe there's 3 volumes. July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of 1863. So, pretty awesome cover. You got the cavalry swords, artillery, and the infantry right there. And if we open it up here, I was super excited to find this. I really wish that these were in here. The maps, right here, position of Union and Confederate armies on the morning of July 1st, Battle of Gettysburg, first day, second day, third day. I wish those were still in there, but sadly they are not. It looks like H.F. Drake was the owner of this at one point, and check that out. $45 for this book, for this volume. I think I paid a whopping $6 for this. Yeah, $5, $6, somewhere in there. But right here, Battle of Gettysburg, Commissioners, Volume 2, right here, Albany, J.B. Lyon Company Printers, 1900. So this book is 120 years old. And honestly, still in great shape. There is a little bit of a, right here, a little bit of information on a couple of regiments and divisions and stuff like that. And 61st New York Infantry Memorial right there. Pretty cool. There's a couple of pictures in here and whatnot too. But most of it is text. But still, I mean, the spine on this book too is still in, awesome shape too. It's not like split or broken or anything. So yeah, for $5 or $6, I was more than happy to pick that up. So that definitely made my day. I was happy to get that, and that'll go perfect with all the other military books that I have too. Antique military books, that is. And right here, have a little grouping of items that I just picked up yesterday. Me and my brother-in-law were going to the local gun store that we go to all the time, which they do have World War II firearms. They have Mosin Nagants. They've had Lee Enfields in the past. SKS's, milsurp rifles, pretty much. And so I love going there and browsing those. But I wasn't expecting to find actual militaria there, which they have ammo cans, maybe one or two of them, maybe a couple of dummy rounds, but there's not like a huge, variety of militaria to choose from. So this was kind of a special occasion because the little cabinet that they have all of their, military stuff on actually, was almost full of stuff. So I was like, sweet. So I ran over there and I ended up picking up this, which is a M1 carbine speed loader or stripper clip, 10 round stripper clip. So I think I paid like $5 for this. So I have one now for the carbine and one for the Grand. So that's pretty cool. And right here, there was a couple of boxes of these, which are 8mm Mauser rounds. Right here, you can see next to my thumb is the German Eagle underneath the bullet, dated 1939. And this is opened here on both sides. All the other boxes were opened as well, but that's okay. So this can come right off. And this can unfold to reveal two fully loaded clips of 8mm Mauser. And right here you have the German Eagle. And same with the head stamp on the cartridges right here. You have the German Eagle. And also, the rounds are dated 1938. So, yeah, 19. And then, if I can shimmy this over, 1938. You can kind of see that. There we go. 38. 1938. So there's two of these, 10 rounds. I think I paid $25, $26, something like that for them. But I was okay with paying that because the rounds, the clips, and the box are all stamped with the German Eagle. So for sure, identification. And the 8mm Mauser rounds, these ones in particular, were loaded into the M9530, which was a straight pull bolt action rifle that the Germans used. So very cool. I don't have a whole lot of German militaria, so I was really excited to find these in particular because I've never seen, I've seen a couple of German rounds, but none that were full in a clip such as this, and especially not in a box. That was all dated. The other boxes, instead of 1939, it had an 8 stamped over the 9. So I'm not sure if that was, a manufacturer's error or whatnot, but it was like an official stamp. It wasn't like somebody just drew it in with marker. So I'm not sure about that, but this is going to make an awesome display piece. And also, they had a couple of these, which this is a good size box, heavy, cardboard box. This one is unopened. There's a little bit of a tear in the seal, but all the other ones were completely open. But I was able to look inside the other ones, and they were all dated 1943. And they all had the same lot number, 28189, and they all were from Ammunition Lot EW, which is the Eau Claire Ordnance Plant, which I believe is in Iowa. But this, as you can see, 20 cartridges for the M1 carbine, which shot 30 caliber. So there's 20 rounds in here, unopened, original, 1943, and there was, unfortunately, there was a small sticker right here, small price sticker, and then there was a bigger one over that. But very carefully, I was able to get that off with minimal damage done. I just wanted to be able to read caliber and all that, but yeah, that could have turned out a lot worse. So I'm not worried about that, all that. I mean, but the rest of the box is in perfect shape. So I thought that was awesome. Those two are gonna go, perfect with all my other World War II ordnance. And right here, this was on top of the cabinet, and this was hanging up in the cabinet with a bunch of other, you know, like magazine holders and whatnot. I looked at this, I saw this, saw the globe and anchor, and, you know, it caught my eye, but I wasn't planning on buying it, honestly. This one, the holster here, didn't have a price tag on it. So I asked one of the guys, I was like, well, how much do you want for the holster? He said $35. And I was like, okay, you know, maybe I'll come back for this. He said, but the holster and the helmet belonged to the same person. So that kind of really caught my attention. I was like, oh, wow, okay. So I started looking more closely at these. First of all, right off the bat, there is a Marine Corps insignia right over the top of the U.S. And this is fastened right through the leather. So I thought that was interesting. Never seen anything like that before on a 1911 holster, which this is a 1911 holster made by Boyd. And as you can see, is dated 1944. It has a stainless steel hook here and brass fasteners and whatnot on the inside. This is stained black. Now, I heard that the brown leather could be stained with shoe polish. I'm not sure if this is the case for this one. I'm not sure if the man who owned this had done that himself. I'm not sure. But I actually left some contact information with the shop. Asked them because they said, oh yeah, you know, the guy came in, he was military police, he was stationed somewhere down in the tropics, you know, down in the islands, and you know, he was telling me he couldn't really remember anything. So I was like, okay, well, I'll leave some contact information, and if, you know, they say he comes back in, you know, quite often, so hopefully should be receiving some information on the owner of the past owner of the holster and the helmet liner here, which they said he was late 80s, early 90s, so I'm guessing that he served in Korea. But this was his helmet, which this is a World War II original. Now, I wasn't too sure, but once I heard that these two went together, I was sold, because you know, what if I came back to buy the holster and the helmet was gone, or I went to buy the helmet and the holster was gone? I didn't want to lose, you know, that awesome opportunity to have two items that went together. But there is an awesome original leather chin strap here with the buckle, globe and anchor insignia right there on the front, and the military police stripe painted all the way around the helmet here, which I think looks awesome. Looks hand painted. You know, the edges aren't perfect, anything like that, but I really love the look of it. But let's flip it over here. I don't know if you can see that inside right there, Firestone, the Firestone Tire Company, and there's a 29 underneath that. I'm not sure what the 29 is. It might be a lot number. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not too keen on helmet liners, but the information that I did gather was, you know, the khaki colored webbing here on the inside was almost a, you know, surefire way to tell that it's World War II, along with the I think these are A fasteners, something like that. I forget the actual name of these little clips right here, but those, and then the original leather, I think that's the sweatband there on the inside. I couldn't find any names or, you know, laundry numbers or serial numbers or anything like that, but that's okay, because I think that this is just an awesome display piece on its own. So I'll have to get another mannequin head for this guy. So World War II liner. I'm guessing that the gentleman served in Korea, but I haven't seen anything like this before, so I ended up caving in. Just my gut was telling me, you know, don't leave these two behind, because like I said, I didn't want these to be separated. You know, I like to keep things that work together. I like to keep them together, so I didn't pass up the chance to buy those two. But that is all I have for this video. I do have more patches to do videos on. I'll do an update on all those. I actually put all of my Air Force patches together, all of my armies together into a shadow box, and I am now missing one infantry division patch, the 29th Infantry Division, which I still haven't found for a decent price yet, but still looking on that. But in the meantime, I think I am going to have some plans for maybe some outdoor shooting videos with some, you know, some rifles. So I think that would be fun. I have a couple of military surplus rifles that would be pretty fun to do a video with, I think. So, but also this month marks 1 year on YouTube. So I just want to thank you guys for liking and subscribing and commenting. You know, it's, you know, really cool to see what you guys have in your collection. I just want to thank you guys for all of the information that you've given me over the past year on items and whatnot, and it's just been fun watching, you know, the collection grow. But in the meantime, we will see you guys in the next video, and thanks for tuning in.